Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to the channel once again. Today we are going to talk about New Moon in Libra in 2024. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Use the links down below to find more about my content and to get readings and consultations with me. And let's get started. So New Moon in Libra, first and everything, what is New Moon and what is Libra? New Moon represents a new cycle within a bigger cycle, so it's time to plant new seeds, to plant new feelings and emotions, basically. Also to set new goals, to set new, not just goals, but maybe ways to achieve these goals. Maybe you're already on a stable circumstance, but you want that circumstance to be more or less about something. So not so much about the goal in itself, also the path that you take to achieve that goal, for an example, right? And Libra is cardinal air, so it's the ability to create new feelings and to create new ways to think, communicate, and analyze in more sophisticated, valuable, or relatable, or on par to what you think society is doing. Alright? So when we have new moon in Libra, it means we are always, or all of us, creating, reacting, and responding to new feelings and emotions that are more sophisticated, logic, light, and communicative about your values, others' values, how you think others value you and your values, relationships, communication, not just relationships as in love, but business, relationship between a teacher and a student, right? The ability to bring a new fresh air, aka ideas, logic, and communications to already existing infrastructure, teamwork, and a whole sense of we are sharing this same space, but we all create new ideas or different ways to analyze and logicalize and place that space in a lighter way, right? So, my bad. In 2024, it's a special moment for New Moon in Libra, or for us going through New Moon in Libra, because Jupiter is in Gemini, for an example, trining New Moon in Libra. But before we go to that part, let's see here a little bit of the positives and the negatives of New Moon in Libra right now. So with New Moon in Libra, what we really want to do is be planting these new seeds about positivity, quote unquote, right? Because we don't want to be all love and light, all everything is perfect. We want to improve, take some challenges, be harsher on ourselves in the right way, but on a more negative way. You might think that now you need to be more relatable, more open, tone down your uniqueness, tone down your individuality, tone down your own thoughts, tone down your own expression, right? So yes, Libra, it's all about being a bit more relatable, being a bit more on par with what others are talking and communicating, but it's not really that much, right? We have this, I think, misconception about Libra. Yes, Libra like to be relatable, but at the same time, there is that creative energy from the cardinal model, from the cardinal way to be. So I think Libras are way more initiative and way more unique that even themselves paint themselves, right? So where does this misunderstanding comes from? It's really, I think, from the Venus aspect and the 7th house, because Libra is the external masculine side of Venus, and it was born out of the 7th house. So it has all to do with relationships, appearance, things on the surface, right? Exchanging information, exchanging values, exchanging experiences that are light and cute and don't require a lot of emotional attachment. And the 7th house deals with all types of relationships and how they affect you and how you think you affect your own relationships. So when you create a lot of thoughts and ideas that are unique and individual, but at the same time you pass them through that lens of, oh, how is my relationships thinking about me? How is my co-worker thinking about me? Do they value me? Should I value them this much? Because they might not value me back. You know what I'm saying? So the individuality and the uniqueness of the cardinal modality might get lost in the Venus and seventh house environment, right? Because yes, you are creating new thoughts and ideas, yes, you are being unique and individual, but for the purpose to meet somebody halfway through. Right? Of course, this is general. That's why it's always better for you to get a personal reading and consultation with me or another astrologer, because you are you. And when we talk about these events and signs, it's always general. But you are, imagine you have Sun in Libra, you are not going to be like others, all the other Libras. You are using that in your own way, right? But that aside, with the new moon in Libra, it's not a great time to refresh and initiate a real new cycle, because not only it's new moon in Libra, which is a new moon on itself, it's a cardinal sign, so it's about to create new stuff, it's also the end of summer and the start of fall. And fall is the most cardinal season that we have. I would say that summer is fixed, winter is fixed, spring is cardinal, and fall is cardinal too. But fall has this trait that makes it more cardinal than others and makes it look more like a new moon than others, because it's all about detachment. It's the path of Uriel. It's all about separation from physicality, desires, or anything that is holding you down, or instead something that makes you look too much at the past instead of looking at the future. You know what I'm saying? So new moon in Libra has all the traits of a huge reset point, a start of a real new cycle for you and everybody else. But it also, or it always start in the mind. Can you see yourself in a different way? Can you value yourself in a different way? Do you accept others to value in a different way, or think about you, communicate about you on a different way? Because if you don't, you might actually go against certain opportunities. You might try to relate with the wrong people, places, and things because you want to be validated and related to in a certain way. But those group of people are not doing that, so you're gonna reject them and you're gonna relate and compromise with the people that are doing it in the way that it's what you feel comfortable with, but not might be the best for you at the moment. And instead of creating a new cycle, you're just redoing the cycle with a different perspective and a different feeling, right? So new moon in Libra, it's really huge cycle, or the start of a new cycle, starting of a new season as well, as in the fall season, the fall of the physicality, so the spirit can rise. You know what I'm saying? So positive facts of new moon in Libra: the ability to create new ways to think about yourself in a more valuable and sophisticated way, the ability to create new thoughts that are lighter, that are more refreshing and encouraging, right? And also the ability to create new relationships or to refresh the relationships that you are already in. What is the negative point of new moon in Libra? It's just, like I said a bit earlier, creating or being attacked because you chose to be in those spaces spiritually, but it might be too subconscious for you to really understand it. You know, might create this scenario where you think you have to be more relatable, where you think you have to value more others than you value you, where you think you have to meet others halfway through and kind of forget about your starting point. So really all the negative aspects of this new moon in Libra is really just kind of forgetting about yourself and worrying a bit more about others, about the business, but without you there is no business, right? About the product, but without you there is no product as well. So there is a lot of like things in here with the new moon in Libra, which is really like, don't forget about yourself, basically, right? But it's new moon in Libra, so it's new moon in general, so you should be focusing on prosperity thoughts, prosperity feelings, and just believing in all possibilities in the best way possible. Don't be thinking about death, failure, or anything like that. If there is a moment where you have all the power and control about your mind, it is now. So, but this is special new moon because it's new moon in Libra from 2024. So it's very different from last year, from past year, it's going to be very different from next year. So what are the main alignments we should be looking at right now? Like I mentioned earlier, Moon in Libra trining Jupiter in Gemini. This is a huge gift to expand on your new and creative feelings and emotions that deal with your lighter thoughts, more sophisticated communications, and the ability to create new or renew your relationships, right? If you are able and willing to be mutable, adaptable, light, detached, logical, cold, and seeking for the truth when it comes to your wisdom, knowledge, spirituality, creativity, faith, beliefs, and imaginations. Because if you're not willing to be mutable and logical and seeking the truth about what you believe in, about your spirituality, about your wisdom and knowledge, you can't really expand new, better, and more sophisticated relationships, thoughts, and ideas, because they will lead you nowhere, basically. Right? Especially if you're not being real, if you're not looking for the truth with that Jupiter in Gemini, if you're just going for the gossip or expanding one what everybody else is already thinking about, you will not be able to expand on something new because you're not creating something new and you're letting the external world dictate what you think and limiting how far your mind can go, right? Then also we have an inconjunction between the new moon in Libra and Saturn in Pisces. So that means new, light, and more sophisticated feelings that are misunderstanding the spirituality and subconscious pieces and puzzles of reality, infrastructure, networking, and associations. So this is actually very deep. It's not just an excuse, it is what it is. Saturn in Pisces goes a long way, and there is a lot of physical examples that you can point out that are connected with Saturn in Pisces. But if we focus on the new moon in Libra and we understand that Venus is exalted in Pisces as well, we can understand that the most misunderstandings might come from you or others because of that mutable energy where Saturn is in, you creating a new thought or a new feeling about your thoughts and about others' thoughts, and you take it too far. You try to value others too much, or the structure, or the motive, the dream, and the illusion behind the structure, the network, and the association, and you're not really looking at the connection, at the value, at the sophistication, and how light the process can be. Because Saturn in Pisces is good, as in you can make your dreams come true, but at the same time it's too many feelings and emotions, too much as in out of the spectrum of what you're building on creativity. So new moon in Libra can bring a bit more logicality, a bit more clear-mindedness, but because Venus is exalted in Pisces, you might be willing to sacrifice that new lens, that new fresh air, and that new way to be more sociable, sophisticated, and logic, just to maintain or feel more safe and non-confrontational in whatever you're building, as in a network or association that comes from your dreams, illusions, imaginations, or spirituality, or just because you don't want to be alone, because you already are in that situation, even if it's toxic, already into that networking and association, and you don't want to create something that might lead you out of it, even if it's only on your mind. All right? Then Sun is in Libra, as in all the new moons, the Sun is conjuncting the Moon, and even though that last year the Sun was also conjuncting the Moon in Libra, we have a little difference here because Jupiter is also trining the Sun in Libra. So throughout this whole Libra season, we have a gift to expand on our new actions, expressions, and visions that deal with values, relationships, and your own value, not just values in general, but the value that you have for yourself. And you can expand on that if you are mutable, logical, realistic, and truthful about your wisdom, knowledge, and spirituality. So the new moon in Libra can actually bring a new, not only start, but a more sophisticated, a more fresh, and like really a like a really zero starting point, because it's different when you have a really zero starting point. Like, you can really feel there is way more space. Sometimes it's even a bit scary, right? Because it's like so much free space. Where do I cling to? Where do I feel protected? Where do I feel safe? You don't. And that's exactly where you start building from, right? Because a lot of people have dreams and purposes because they lacked something, or they saw something they could achieve and then they go for it. And with the new moon in Libra, it's really about that. And you have to think about it, that relationships and validation is one of the things that humans are the most attached to. So when every time, but especially with Jupiter in Gemini, which brings even more detachment and even more separation to the table, even in Libra can be a bit more scary than usual, because it's bringing a whole bunch of space, right, into a situation that already had a bunch of space. Instead of us looking for connection, we're looking for logicality. Instead of us looking for go Cletus go, we're looking for the truth. Instead of us looking for just gossip, we're looking for networks and conversations that really add up to our wisdom and knowledge, aka Jupiter in Gemini. And the new in Libra will just bring a new wave, bring a more sophisticated perspective, and bring just a more perspective about what is valuable in here, and if it's valuable, if that group of people, if that subject, if that association is valuable to me, or they value me, I initiate it. And if it's not, I just let it be, even if you don't associate yourself with anything, because it's better to be alone than in bad companies. And you are never alone, because you got a lot of spirits working with you to maintain this body, mentality, and emotions. So thank you very much for watching. If you want a reading, use the links down below or comment down below to reach me. Happy new moon in Libra. Make sure to keep those spirits up. Make sure to plant the right seeds, and make sure to be more sophisticated, valuable, valuing yourself, light, and entertaining with your new logical, relatable, and realistic ways to think, communicate, and analyze. Thank you for watching. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. And I wish you the best until the next time.